So here we go. Sunny days, 305, the truth, the lies, the deception. And about last night, we got Brother Lau here to uncover what has been covered for so long. So here we go. Sunny Day 305, where it's always hot in here. Share it right now. You don't want to miss it. Here we go, Brother Lau. Let's go.
First of all, peace and blessings to you, my brother. And to those of you that catch this message, I ain't got nothing but love for you. You know, and so I think it's probably first, there may be some people that hear this message that don't know Brother Lau.
Yes, sir.
And not that you're going to learn to know me just from this brief conversation, but I need to say this. I guess I got to give a claimer and then a disclaimer.
Let's go.
So the claimer is that I'm a freedom fighter for my people. And I love you too much to stand on the sideline and watch somebody bully and dupe our community into more stupidity, into more poverty. And I will refuse to stand on the sideline while somebody will publicly tell lies and not bring you the truth. So help me God.
So, Brother Lau, let's put the naked lie on the run. And bro, this is Sunday Day 305 where it's just candid. You know, it's straight up, it's uncut, it's raw, and if you underage, you know, go somewhere because it's on. Let's go, Brother Lau.
So first I want to say I had the beautiful opportunity to attend a political forum last night that was hosted by the NAACP, I believe the Deltas and the Qs and maybe even the Wilkie D. Bar Association, I'm not sure, played a role in putting it together. And I got to give credit where credit's due. Very professionally done. Very laid out, very well organized, very well moderated. Salute. But let me tell you something. Before I get to the crux of this conversation, which is dealing with the race in Miami-Dade's Commission District Number 3, I do want to give two shout outs. While I might not, I think I might have missed one of the political forums, I can only speak on what I know. But the two that I did attend, first of all, L'Oreal Oscar, you did an awesome job last night representing what our community needs in terms of fresh, new leadership, competent leadership, and leadership that's based on the reality of the work that you've already been doing. No disrespect to the other ones that are running in the race with L'Oreal to represent us in Tallahassee, but they couldn't hold a candle or a wick to our sister's fire, her intelligence, and her ability to represent us. So if you want to do the right thing, look up L'Oreal Oscar. I got to give one more shout out.
Come on, brother. Let's shout.
You know, Representative Ashley Gantt in her debate session with former Representative Hardman, I am so proud of our sister Ashley Gantt. And I'm going to tell you why. Number one, the sister's thorough. She knows her stuff from A to Z. It was clear to anybody who was looking. It was like watching a big time, competent, courageous, lawyer, warrior representative debate against somebody out on the street corner. And I hope we do the right thing by our sister too. But I gotta give my sister another shout out because I've only become to know her over the last few years. I didn't know her before she stepped into office.
Yes, sir.
One thing I can tell y'all about our sister, she's a student. And she's of the community. She's come to all of our forums. And she doesn't come to be seen, she comes to learn. And so I hope we do the right thing there as well. But District 3?
Let's talk about District 3. Here we go. Let's buckle up. Put on your seatbelts. Let's buckle up. It's wartime.
And it's wartime because you deserve to be properly informed and properly protected and not deceived. Let's just keep it real, family. And don't act like deception is not a part of politics. You know, and so for those who don't know, our beloved former commissioner, Audrey Edmondson, and I'll tell you more about our sister as we go forward, is in a race for the seat against now seated commissioner, Keon Hardman.
Let's go.
And so you're going to find me to be a very fair person when it comes to giving true perspective. So I want to say a couple things first about Keon Hardman. First, by way of respect, here is the only thing politically I respect about Keon Hardman.
One thing.
One thing only. So it's obvious to anybody who studies him that he's of the ilk of what you might call, what W.E.B. Du Bois called the talented 10th. And if I can just break the talented 10th down real quick, W.E.B. Du Bois, in his early stages of development,
Yes, sir.
in his early stage of development, believed that it was the educated black man and black woman that was the key to lifting up out of poverty and out of racism and discrimination.
Yes, sir.
And in the talented 10th, it says you take your best and your brightest minds and you groom them. And they tend to have a philosophy that is not a little I or little you, but there's an air.
Come on.
But I respect that.
Yes, sir.
We don't all have to agree on an approach to politics and saving lives of our people. One thing you're going to come to find out about Brother Lyle, if you're on a battlefield doing anything on behalf of our people, first of all, I'm not going to interfere with you. First of all, I'm not going to interfere with you.
Say that again, Brother Lyle.
First of all, I'm not going to interfere with you even if there's disagreements.
Yes, sir. I'll bear witness. I'll bear witness to that.
Well, I'm going to tell you, so that's the only thing that I respect about our brother's mindset in terms of politics. But everything else is lies, corruption, deception, deceit. Commissioner Hardman has worked like a snake in the night.
Come on, brother.
And what I saw last night, let me just start running it down first of all.
Come on. Come on. Let's go.
First of all, shout out to Audrey Edmondson. Our beloved sister is a fighter.
Yes, sir.
You know, if there's a tape out there, y'all need to go see that. She says some pretty strong things in reference to this particular person. So I got to give Keon Hardman a new name after last night.
Come on. New name.
New name, you ready?
Yes.
It's called Keon Fact Check Hardman.
Keon Fact Check Hardman. Let's run it down. Let's fact check.
Two names. Right? Because you got Keon Fact Check. He lied so much that you got to do fact checks because he's only interested in fact checks. Ooh.
That sounds like him.
You think we're just talking right now, but let me give you a couple key examples. How dare that man last night call out the name? He called the name of Leroy Jones last night more than he called his own damn name. But he called his name to try to give an example about what he was doing that was good for our community and our people. And family, I just happen to know. You remember that song, They Smile in Your Face? Who's that? The Backstabbers. I've watched Keon Hardman attempt to dismantle everything and anything that our brother Leroy Jones has built on behalf of our people. And he had the nerve last night to use his name to try to boost his own image. But family, let's just be clear. I know they teach politics 101, but they don't teach politics 101. And I want you to be informed about your vote and about your election and about your duty to other people. So let's just say that, number one of the rules in politics is to make it look like this is my man right here. I tell you, we just go back, man. I don't know, I tell you, boy, anything I'm doing, and this is my man. But look at the knife. Look at the knife. Don't take my word for it. Brother Leroy Jones is very accessible. You have your own conversation with our brother. And so I wanted to bring that up first, and I'll give you some specific facts.
Come on.
As we go through this.
Yes, sir.
One example is when he talked about how he's trying to save or secure the lots that are in the possession of Neighbors and Neighbors Association under the leadership of Leroy Jones, when we watched him through the legal system of politics take the lots.
Absolutely.
He took the lots. And it was the county commission that restored the lots. And by the way, anything I have to say right now, he won't do it. But I'm going to go publicly and say, I'm very, very competent and comfortable if Keon Hardman wants to come on a show, whether it's TV, whether it's radio, and have a civilized conversation about the facts of this matter. I'm very open and willing to do that. But I'm telling you all in advance, he won't do it.
I dare you. I dare you.
He won't do it.
I double dare you.
And you should ask yourself, what does he have to be afraid of? I've never been a politician. I've never held an office. I've never interfered with him being in office. What does he have to fear from me? You know what he has to fear?
What?
The truth. That his office and his monarchy, well, that's an old school word.
No, say, bro,
break down.
No, break that down.
So I gotta break it down.
Yes, sir, break that
Because
down.
I know I'm with 30 Days 305. So let me break that down what that means in street terms. How many of y'all ever been in the street before out there? I know you've been in the street, right? So now y'all know how it rolls in the street, right? Sometimes you got cliques, sometimes you got crews, sometimes from over there, but sometimes you got families.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes you got families that will do anything to keep control. And a political family that attempts to control regardless of who they hurt or they harm, that's called a monarchy.
Yes, sir.
And we've watched this Hardman clan sometimes do things worse than the Ku Klux Klan.
Let's go.
I'll give you an example of that.
Fact checkers.
Fact check. Fact check. Because he's only interested in fact checks. So, to talk about that kind of deception, and there's two blatant things that came out last night that I want to make sure people are cleared up on.
Come on, brother.
One of those things is Commissioner Hardman talked about a $90 million deal or commitment that he made through the Peace and Prosperity Plan signed on by Mayor Carver for gun violence.
Come on.
So, number one, he knows that people don't read. I've read on countless occasions and studied on countless occasions the Peace and Prosperity Plan from A to Z and from Z to A. So I know it.
Yes, sir.
And I know this county. And I also know gun violence. Here I am, by God's permission, sought all over the country for what we know and what we do when it comes related to gun violence.
Yes, sir.
And I'll give you his history on that in a minute. But for him to talk about the Peace and Prosperity Plan as a solution to gun violence, the Peace and Prosperity Plan supports programs that are already in place, pretty much putting people's monies in pockets. He's lauding the fact that we're giving youth money. That's going to solve gun violence. Silly rabbit.
Tricks off for Keon.
Come on. Now let's just think about it for a minute. How many of us have been ignorant fools with money before? Okay, cool. My point being is this. You can't talk about transforming a community just by throwing dollars at it, but you can keep people quiet. You can buy people out. And you can also lead to deception. So there is nothing in the Peace and Prosperity Plan that deals with gun violence.
Fact checking.
I happen to work and run an organization that is known as one of the #1 organizations in this country at violence intervention and prevention. And that's not just by us. I'm talking about from the outhouse to the White House. They know about work. I've never had a conversation with him about it ever since he decided to try to destroy everything that we were building.
Yes, sir.
Because we weren't on his side in an election. And so I think that's important to bring up because we're in a position right now where we can do something about the gun violence in our community. So
Yes, sir.
anybody who blocks the work that I'm involved in is blocking the work of God.
Yes, sir.
Anybody that intentionally, Christine King, you listening? Because I know you only did what you did because you were ordered to do it by Keon Hardman, because you're part of that monarchy. You don't even know me, Christine King. Let's just be honest. You don't even know me. But I'm telling you right now, anyone who attempts to interfere with the work that we do in the community, you're interfering with the work of God, and there's blood on your hands. Which is why I think it's important for us to have this conversation, brother.
Yes, sir. This is a very, very important conversation, brother. And speaking of gun violence, I happen to be one of the Hunger Nine that put my life on the line. See, people talk about what they doing in this community, but it just talk. So myself and 8 brothers, we went on a 21.5-day hunger strike just to bring awareness to gun violence and to have an internal dialogue with our own people.
You just reminded me of something.
Come on, bro.
Out of all of the politicians, preachers, and world leaders that visited the Hunger Nine, there was only one that came in quest to shut it down.
And who was that one? Who would that one be,
His
bro?
name was Keon Hardman. Matter of fact, quote unquote, he came to me and talked about, well, who's going to get arrested? I specifically, if anybody, it's going to be you.
Let's go.
So I just wanted to drop that in there.
Yes, sir.
But I'll tell you the history where that comes from in a minute. But the bottom line of what I'm making is don't lie to the people and stand in the way and block the work that organizations are really doing. So for the record, the only monies that the county has invested in community-based violence intervention and prevention right now is emergency funding that came out of the American Rescue Plan after COVID. That's it. And it's $8 million. And what the county did with that $8 million is they gave it to the Carrie P. Meeks Foundation. And the Carrie P. Meeks Foundation, I must say, they did an excellent job at making sure that the monies got into the right people's hands doing the right work.
Yes, sir.
So we got $0 from the county for our community-based violence work. 0. And don't let them try to trick you, because if they're going to say, but you're on a contract with the county, you get GVI money. GVI ain't CVI.
Make it plain.
So GVI, and this goes all the way back to 2018, when we had a meeting, and we made it clear about the work that we were doing.
Yes, sir.
So the county adopted a group violence intervention program, which is primarily a police-based operation, where we may only be able to have an opportunity to directly involve ourselves with individuals who are most likely to shoot or be shot, but we don't get the time we need with them to make sure that they can be lifted, raised, and transformed. That's not community-based violence intervention. So don't let them try to fool you with that.
Yes, sir.
And so, matter of fact, from that Carrie P. Meeks piece, our work in our organization received one of the largest awards from that because they respect the work we do.
Yes, sir.
And so, the same work that was put across Keon Hardman's desk when he was a commissioner in District 5, right? But I get that. You know, he doesn't think that gun violence prevention has anything to do with boots on the ground. He doesn't think it has anything to do with people that have lived experience transforming their lives and reaching the ones that need to be reached.
Yes, sir.
You know, he just thinks you buy your way out of it. You know, that don't work. But we're not here to debate on that.
Okay, let's
We'll
go.
review on that.
Let's go.
But don't fool the people and try to act like you're doing something that you're not.
Yes, sir.
As a matter of fact, Keon Hardman, Christine King were and are actively involved in blocking every single dollar they can from coming to organizations we work with or affiliated with.
What?
Well, for example,
Come on, brother.
when Mayor Suarez,
Come on.
when Mayor Suarez pledged $1 million
Yes, sir.
of that emergency relief money that was coming to the city of Miami, to the Circle of Brotherhood for violence intervention and community wellness work that we do,
Yes, sir.
that whole dios in the city of Miami, mind you, they had a packet this big of 18 or more organizations that were going to be receiving that money.
Yes, sir.
It was a bundle.
Mm-hmm.
You know anything about politics, you take the bundle, everybody votes on it, and it goes through.
Yes, sir.
Christine King, she removes the Circle of Brotherhood from that bundle.
Mm.
And some of you all out there, you think just because you read in the newspaper that we won the battle, that we got that money. We haven't seen a dime of that money yet, which means that there's blood on you all's hands. You want to wonder why your brother feels like this? Because I love my people more than you love your damn dollar.
That's right.
And we're not going to stand by on no sideline and let people think something that's not.
Mm.
So you actively tried to cut off every angle. As a matter of fact, when Gypsy Metellus ran against Keon,
Come on, brother.
you know what his first act to do in commission was?
What was that, brother?
To try to cut off her funding. This after he already won.
Mm.
Fact check.
Fact check it.
Do your own homework, family.
Mm-hmm.
That's the point I'm making.
Mm-hmm.
Is that last night it was a shame to watch that brother.
Brother.
Hey, brother, I gotta still be who I am.
Yes, sir. Come on.
You know,
Yes, sir.
lie so candidly. But I guess you know how it is. When you tell lies easily, it becomes a part of your fabric, and you just do it so naturally, like it's nothing.
Mm.
And there was even a question asked
What was the
at the
question?
forum last night.
What was the question, brother?
Now, I didn't ask the question.
Okay.
The question came from the moderator.
Okay, come on.
There's a question here about, it says, why do you punish people who you oppose? And I was just sitting there listening, minding my own business, but I had to say something, family, after he went on some soliloquy talking about everything else except what that question was.
Mm-hmm.
My point being is, people, that, look, we can show you time after time and time again where our people have been sold out to put $1 in that monarchy's pocket.
Mm.
I can even show you proof
Come on, brother.
that when they cut deals, they make sure they get a percentage of every deal that they cut. And the hell with you and me, the regular everyday citizen on the ground. I don't care what he says out of his mouth. Lies and deception. And so I just want to put people on notice. How did the Circle of Brotherhood become so known in this gun violence walk? Well, let me just take you through a walk.
Come on, let's walk, brother.
First of all, it started with this sister right here.
Yes, sir.
Our brother Leroy Jones was the first one to introduce me to our beloved Commissioner Audrey Edmondson. And what I remembered about that very first meeting is how intently she listened.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you one thing I love about her is she's gonna be who she is.
Yes.
And if she disagrees, she's gonna tell you she disagrees.
That's right.
If she agrees, she's gonna tell you. She's not gonna lie to you.
That's right.
But it was actually Commissioner Audrey Edmondson that gave us our first grant.
Mm.
I don't think it was for any more than maybe $30,000 or $50,000, but it started the Save Our Sons program.
Thank you, sister.
And it was the Save Our Sons program that allowed us to get a foothold in our community to do the work that you all know the Circle of Brotherhood is known for. And it was that piece that led to the Sunshine meeting.
Yes, sir.
When there was a quadruple shooting on April 12th,
Come on, bro.
2018. 4 young brothers were shot in the beans. 2 of them died.
Yes, sir.
So politicians, what are we gonna do? We're gonna do. So we were the only organization at the table. And my point being is that's what led to us getting a contract with the county. It wasn't our full peacemaker programming work,
Right.
but we said we have to do something. We can't stand by. Audrey Edmondson did that.
Yes,
Keon
she did.
Hardman has done nothing in terms of supporting our work in crime and violence prevention. Matter of fact, he has been a criminal.
Come on, brother.
Standing in the way. He's the one who orchestrated Christine King pulling our packet for that emergency money. And our community is still in an emergency. So I just had to let y'all know the backdrop on a real deal with this. The Circle of Brotherhood, which, now by the way, just so you all know, we get it clear, why are you talking so boldly about that? Look, if we were receiving money from him, do you think I would be out here talking like this right now?
No, sir.
So we're not going to get anything from him anyway, which should be proof in your pudding, if you like pudding. The point I'm making here is somebody got to tell the truth, because there's too much deception going on out there. You know, and for him to use our brother Leroy Jones like that last night to try to gain a political advantage when he's stabbing our brother in the back.
For years.
Truth be told. So somebody has to say it. But we're not the kind of people that just talk. The Circle of Brotherhood, since 2018, has been responsible for more than $6 million coming into our community to put real programs to work that deal with violence.
Yes, sir.
And so we will continue to do our part, but we're not going to stand on the sideline and just watch somebody tell a bunch of lies and a bunch of tricks.
Brother, my only question is because I know how much I love this community. We save lives nearly every day. And I'm hard pressed to know of any political person or any person of stature that does not know the intricacy of the works that the Circle of Brotherhood do on the streets, brother. Brother, I bear witness, brother, just the other day, a parent brought a son to us that wanted to kill himself, brother. And we saved a life, brother. And we out here in these streets every day. And then we have people on the dais that say they love our community. How do you love our community and you hate the Circle of Brotherhood and all the works that we do?
You know, I heard somebody say something that was real key in reference to Keon Hardman. And this is what they said.
What did they say about him, brother?
They said, how can you, as a black man, become the villain for an organization whose motto is black men solving our own community problems?
Understand that.
You gotta really think about that for a minute. You know, here's how politics should work when there's disagreement and black folk.
Come on, brother.
If there's disagreement in black, we just disagree. You do what you're gonna do the best as you can. I'm gonna pray for you to do it right, and it works. Because what's the goal? The goal is to save our people.
Yes, sir.
But if I intentionally try to stop you from gaining any advantage in doing anything, then I'm a murderer.
Straight up.
I said it. And I'll tell you what. Maybe I'm being slanderous. Maybe you should sue me, Keon Hardman, because I just called you a murderer.
Come on.
So let's bring a lawsuit. Because I damn sure will bring the actual facts to show you the lives that we saved and what we could do. So we are almost now going from 2018 now to 2024.
Yes, sir.
Thanks to the city of Miami Gardens.
Thank you.
Thanks to the city of Opelika.
Thank you, Opelika.
Finally about to be in a position. Come on, y'all know the streets, y'all know Miami. How are we going to really do something about gun violence in our community if we're not in all of the areas?
That's right.
See, right now we only have enough funding to be locked down in Liberty City and Overtown.
Yes, sir.
But pretty soon we're going to be from Liberty City and Overtown up to Opelika, up to Miami Gardens, and knocking on the door, waiting for you down south, family.
Yes, sir.
You know, so Commissioner McGee, much respect for you. Let's reach out, brother. We're right now looking to expand our violence prevention and intervention program and community wellness program.
Yes, sir.
For the first time, 2024 going to 2025, we will be in all of the areas. You can't really judge our work until you see us in all of those areas.
That's right.
But why are people, no, watch this. Why is a person attempting to stand in the way and block that? You're a liar? Because come on, sue me. And you're a murderer.
Come on.
And I can prove it. You know? And so if people think that we're just talking, fact check.
Fact check.
There was a sunshine meeting held. And we'll put this stuff back out because you all need to see it again so you can study.
That's right.
And at the sunshine meeting, the very same plan that the Circle of Brotherhood revealed back in 2018 right now is recognized in the White House as one of the #1 violence prevention and intervention programs in the country.
Yes, sir. I bear witness to that.
That's not by me.
Yes,
That's
sir.
by the Department of Justice.
Yes, sir.
But we have to go elsewhere because everybody wants to tiptoe around the fact that who's afraid of the big bad wolf. I beg your pardon. You know, they say you have a wolf in sheep's clothing. Sometimes you got a sheep in wolf's clothing.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So, bro, I just like, so, like I say, we pour our hearts out into this community. And if anybody say that they love this community, I promise you they should love the Brotherhood. And I want our people who we help every day, your sons whose lives that we save, let's start talking about it. You know, brother, I remember our brother Leroy Jones, he supported Keon Hardman before, once upon a time, you know. And I remember when we was, you know, out doing our thing, and there was a couple of sisters was kind of cool with Keon, I guess, you know. And the sisters was out campaigning. I was out that day. They usually campaign for him, but the sisters say, like, I have a honesty and a bond with Audrey Edmondson, right? And so I seen this man walk up to them on 7th Avenue and 54, and he like, what y'all doing? What are y'all doing? And bro, he attacked, that sister had residency in the Joseph Kelly building. That brother kicked that sister out after he found out that she wasn't campaigning for him.
Our sister Cat.
Yes, straight up.
Who's been on the ground in our community. You wouldn't know that unless you've been on the ground.
Come on.
Dealing with the fight for HIV and AIDS and women's health issues,
yes,
and
sir.
for political spite. And do you know he had the nerve at the debate last night to try to say it was Audrey Edmondson that had her kicked out of their office? You see, this is what I want y'all to be on the lookout for.
Come on,
say,
bro.
why y'all going in so hard on him? Because he's a liar. And look, we got enough opposition trying to hold us back.
Yes, sir.
But you think we're going to let some Negro stand in the way? You got the wrong one here. You got the wrong one. So what am I asking you to do, community?
Come on.
If nothing else, number one, you study. You do your own fact checks. Follow the money and see who he's in bed with. Well, I don't know if you want to do that. That's a whole nother
that's another series. We'll
That's
deal
a
with
whole
that.
nother-
Yeah, we'll deal with. Excuse me.
Let me keep my
Yes.
composure on that.
Yes,
but
sir.
my point being is, it's developers. You will find, going back to the beginning of his political career in the city of Miami,
Come on, brother.
that has been developers. I can even show you a videotape of him and another commissioner talking about building hotels on Virginia Key Beach.
Fact checkers.
Fact check. I'll get the video. I want him to deny it all, and so we can, everything we're showing you. You know what I'm also going to do in honor of our beloved brother, rest in peace, Andre Soul?
What, brother?
The last interview that I did with our beloved brother, Andre Soul, I gave the history of how we were able to come from a humble beginning in this violence intervention and prevention work to where we are now.
Yes, sir.
But I also give the reality of how that Hardman monarchy, right? Monarchy was used to interfere with us getting funding to do the very work that I'm talking about doing. And you know, I want to say one more thing about that as well too.
Come on.
You all remember when they tried to cut a deal after they realized we weren't going anywhere and they wanted the Circle of Brotherhood to take $250,000 when they promised us $1 million?
Yes, sir.
You remember what we said about the money? What did we say?
What we say, brother?
Keep it. If you're not going to be up of your word, then you keep it. Now, here's my last point, and this is a humble warning.
Come on.
I know I sound very strong and very passionate right now. I'm not above atonement.
Yes, sir.
I am not above atonement. I do not believe that Keon Hardman is above repair. But right now, he's a sycophant for our community. But I don't believe he can always be that way. But arrogance will sometimes not allow you to do the things you need to do to heal, repair, and be honest. We call it accept, correct, and move on.
Yes, sir.
I don't think he's above that, but I think his arrogance won't allow him to do that. So here's a warning I have to give.
Come on, brother.
When you watched us fight, not for us, but for our people to get that emergency money that we're still fighting for, that we don't have, Just so you know for the record,
Yes, sir.
that contract wasn't even ratified until January of this year.
Fact check.
And we still playing tennis. Fix this one, don't do this, fix this. We understand the game that's being played there, but I want to let you know what really happened.
Come on.
Go back and look at the commission tapes. Particularly the two commissioners. They didn't oppose us, they attacked us.
Yes, sir. I was there.
They attacked us. We play fair ball, family, but we're a spiritual man by heart. Now, I don't know if you connected to a spook God or a real God.
Mm-hmm.
I can only speak about my connection, family. And there's certain prayers that the righteous can pray
Come on, brother.
that receive immediate attention. And I remember my children were there that day.
Yes, sir. I were there too.
My children were there that day
Come on.
watching those two
Mm-hmm.
attack us.
Mm-hmm.
Try to attack us
Try.
like fleas.
Yeah.
Really, really small, like fleas. But
Yeah.
go back, that's a good show. Y'all like television, go watch that.
Yes, sir.
Some true vision in that. But the point being is, we laid off of them all that time. This was after maybe a year or more up in that same fight, but I had to go to one of them prayers. And I'm gonna tell you what my prayer was.
Come on.
My prayer for those two particular commissioners, right,
Come on, brother.
was that Almighty God reveal all of their corruption so that they may be exposed to the light.
Yes, sir. And what happened?
Within 2 weeks, one was kicked out of the commission and the other one was arrested. Both of them still facing charges.
Mighty God.
I did not include our sister Christine King in that prayer. I think she's a victim of circumstance, to be quite honest,
Yes, sir.
doing what she's told to do.
Mm-hmm.
She has no knowledge of the work that we do. If you think so, then we'll sit down and see what kind of knowledge you really have of the work that we do. Mind you, we're called on now nationally,
Yes, sir.
but we're right here in your community, family. And so the bottom line is, if you love us enough, then let's come clean and get this right. But
Yes.
otherwise, I'm calling on the grassroots.
Yes, sir.
Look, the clowns and the buffoons, they're gonna get support.
Mm-hmm.
You should have heard some of the people. There was some real ignorant stuff said last night. I gotta be honest.
Come
I
on.
know I love our people because they,
Yeah.
you know, it takes courage to be on a campaign and to try to go into an election.
Yes, sir.
You know,
Mhm.
but there was some clownish stuff. You can tell that was somebody's mama because they was clapping.
Mm.
Only your mama would clap for that foolishness. But I'm not. Hey, look, if he's your cousin, if he's your brother,
Or you pay, or he paid you.
you know, you do what you're gonna do. I'm calling everybody else. Isn't it time to say enough is enough? Isn't it time to say that finally somebody needs to stand up and say? So I'm asking you. I'm not after the people who just vote.
That's right.
No, I love Ray Charles and I love Stevie Wonder.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna ask them to go to the ballot box for me.
That's right. That's right. Not blindly.
So what I'm saying is, family, the people that don't vote, a brother who loves you, a brother who, those who know me, I need y'all to step up now. Because you know what's going to happen right now, right?
Come on.
You know they're coming after your brother now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he has the courage to do this. I need those of y'all who know Brother Loud to defend me on this.
That's right. I'm a defender.
I'm just saying. So I'm asking us, you know, have the courage to get him out of office. Let him get himself together. Maybe he can come back right. He could be a great politician one day,
Yes,
but he
sir.
got some cleaning up to do, family.
Mm.
He got some cleaning up to do. And if this is too moral for you, if this is too ethical for you,
Come on.
then you don't want freedom, justice, and equality. And I want to remind you again, Mr. Hardman, Keon, I'm up. Matter of fact, I know you got connections in the press because it was you all who suppressed the press.
Suppression.
They wouldn't even pick up the story about the $1 million. And they wouldn't even pick up the story about Virginia Key Beach.
Mm.
It was one reporter from the Miami Times that had the courage
That's right.
to say, I'm going to tell this story. And that's the only reason they all got put on point, family.
That's right.
So look, I'm just keeping it 100.
Mm-hmm.
We got some connections.
That's right.
We can keep this local, brother, or we can take it national. But here's what I'm asking you to do, brother. I haven't prayed that prayer yet. I don't want to. You know who I'm connected to. And I'm not just connected by a name.
That's right.
I walk that walk.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just connected by affiliation.
Come on, brother.
I've been a student. And while I was in the womb of my mother, God shaped and molded me for this moment.
Come on, brother.
So, Keon Hardman, I love you as a human being. I don't wish no harm to you or your family. But if you continue to lie and stand in the way of people doing good work, I'm praying for you. Last thing I want to say to my people, I'm talking about the grassroots. Because let me tell you something. I'm just keeping it real. Y'all prove me wrong. The middle class people and the upper class people who know this is true, they're not going to do nothing. They're not going to say nothing.
That's right.
They're not. They're going to do what they always do. Oh, I'm supposed to, well, he's going to win anyway, so I'm just going to go along anyway. Oh, that's very true over there, but
yeah.
Okay, but look, here's what I'm saying. Speaking of violence prevention work, we taught some youth in our city a training today called Stop the Bleed.
Yes, sir.
This is a tourniquet.
Mm-hmm.
And if you properly know how to use this tourniquet, you can stop the bleed.
Come on.
So what am I asking y'all to do right now? Get out, mobilize,
Yes, sir.
back, and support Commissioner Audrey Edmondson. I don't care if you disagree with her politics, she's not gonna lie to you. So, Keon Hardman, stop the bleeding. Our community's bleeding, and you can't buy your way out of blood, brother. Our community is bleeding.
Yes, sir.
You know? And so, if you want to have a reconciliation moment, if I said anything here that is untrue, Brother Lyle will be the first one to take a knee, and I will apologize to the world.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But let's see. You just want us to keep quiet so the election can take place, and you can snake or escape your way back into office. You know? Well, if you do make it back into office, you ain't done nothing for us now, and you ain't gonna do nothing for us then. And we have an opportunity now to put intervention work for the first time all across Miami-Dade. Stop the bleeding, family.
So you already know what it is. It's Sunny Days 305. Circle of Brotherhood for life. Circle of Brotherhood for life. Peace.
Peace and blessings, family.